Hi guys, kamusta? And I'm happy to be back again for another tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how I draw faces using the Loomis method, but I'm only gonna tell it to you of what I know about this technique, so this will be based on my study that I will be sharing it to you. Before we dive into the technique, let me tell you the story about I stumbled upon this method. I've always loved to draw since I was a little kid, but as I got older, I found myself struggling in one thing, in particular drawing faces. No matter how many times I tried, I cannot seem to get the right proportions. The faces that I always draw look distorted, out of shape, and nothing like a real thing. It wasn't until I discovered the Loomis method that everything started to click into place. This method was a game changer for me because it broke down the complex structures of the face into simple shapes and lines, making it easier for me to understand how everything fits together. And now I use the Loomis method and every time I draw portraits, and it's really helped me a lot to create portraits that are more accurate and lifelike. So the first step is to draw a circle for the skull and a vertical line to indicate the center of the face. And next is I add the facial features of the face using the vertical line as a guide. And the eyes are placed half between the top of the head and the center line, while the nose is positioned just below the center line. Just make sure everything is on the basic shapes because that is the most important thing. So sometimes this method really irritates me because it's kinda hard to follow where should I place the guidelines when I'm studying it, but as long as you do it again and again, you will get used to it because as a portrait artist, it is so useful. And then finally, I add some shadings to the drawings using the 2B pencil. Just make sure you control the pencil as you render. So, why I shade first? It is because this allows me to see clearly the shapes that I wanted to my art style that I'm making. And then if that's enough, you can blend it using the cotton buds or the paper stamp. But in here, I just use my fingers to blend it because that's what I like. Okay, when the shading is finally done, now I use the 2B pencil or anything that you like. Then once I've done blending it using the cotton buds, I use a kneaded eraser to lighten the highlights. This is probably my favorite process that I've been using right now because this process is much faster for me to block the whole face with a pencil, and probably the same process on the charcoal that I've been using for a long time. The drawing that I'm making right now is not the same shadow vibe on the references that I've been copying, so I just downloaded the same post of Miguel O'Hara and some random reference, then I copied the shading on this reference to be more realistic looking. So it's up to you how you can build up the highlights, and then you can add now the hatching technique to be more textured as always. So yeah, here's the result. I hope you like it. But before we go to the next drawing, let me tell you the website that I've been using for my study at anatomy. Just Sketch Me is a website that will help you to give depth to your characters with the best pose references. It has a really cool references poses that will help artists take their ideas from concept to create fast. And also you can create a dynamic scene if you want to. You can also pick a dozen of characters and a full poses library that you can use as your references. This is probably one of my sources of my references that I've been using since I stumbled with this website, and it is so helpful for me on my study at anatomy. So you can sign up to Just Sketch Me for free with no time limit, and the first 100 people to use my code JoshArt will get a 20% off of Just Sketch Me Pro. All in that in my description below. So thank you Just Sketch Me for sponsoring this video. So to the next is repeat the Loomis method, as no matter how hard for you to follow this, just try harder because it was hella useful. Even I almost mastered this method. I really like to use it to draw it again and again as my guidelines.
Let's just take it slowly. 늦은 어떤 때 같은 곳을 바라보고 있잖아. Go anywhere you want to. Underneath the pressure, sometimes wish I knew it too. Fly away from.
To master the Loomis method, just start with the drawing small faces and at least try to draw as many as you can because this will boost your confidence of using different mediums and through your lines. Also, the benefits of practicing using different references is you won't just copy the references as you draw. You make this practice because to build up your style and to understand the different structures and the shadow values of the faces. So yeah, I think that's all folks, and thanks for joining me today, and I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and see you again for the next one.